Hey there, I'm Angela Sharp, and welcome to the Daily Mix. I hope you had a great weekend. This weekend, I got to go check out Cycle Showcase with my favorite person in the whole wide world, my dad. You might remember Randy Knowledge was on the show a couple weeks ago telling us all about Cycle Showcase. It was motorcycles and art, and basically motorcycles viewed as art. And that one right there was by far my favorite, especially as far as art goes, right? There was like a gas pump as where you put your foot. There was a back of an old hot rod in the back of it. That one was pretty amazing. But my dad is the motorcycle guy, right? I don't really know that much about motorcycles. They're fun to ride on. But my dad really had a good time, and so that was fun. And of course, I ran into friend of the show, Randy, down there. He had a great turnout, especially on Sunday, which was when we went. The weather outside was beautiful, so a lot of people just coming to the show drove their motorcycles and parked outside, so it was kind of like a motorcycle club. It was a lot of fun. And of course, everybody knows the Super Bowl happened this weekend. It was actually a really good game. I hate it when a game ends on taking a knee. I understand it has to happen. You got to play the clock. But up until the having to take a knee part, it was a back and forth game, pretty exciting to watch. So I thought that was a lot of fun. But I also always like to judge the commercials. Now, I thought the Hellmann's mayonnaise commercial with Pete Davidson eating them, John Hamm was in it, that was pretty cute. But I'm gonna go with my favorite award to the T-Mobile ad with John Travolta doing a little bit of T-Mobile song to Summer Lovin', which was a lot of fun. Plus, I think John looks great. Like, I have no idea how old he's actually supposed to be, but he looks pretty great for probably being older than I think he is. So that's always fun. But you know, this year, I didn't think the commercials were all that great. Usually there's a whole bunch and you're kind of writing them with your friends. Those are the only two I really liked. Lainey, our producer, she liked the one that was kind of based off Clueless, but I didn't get that one, so that didn't make my top. Now, later on in the show, I'm gonna take you on a Monster Jam adventure. You know those monster trucks, the giant monster trucks, raw. Yeah, I got to get in one. So we're gonna check that out a little bit later on. So let's get started on today's Daily Mix. Absentee voting is now open for the city of St. Louis. Municipal primary election is coming up on March 7th, and there are a few key dates you'll want to keep in mind the next few weeks. No excuse absentee voting begins February 21st. The last day to request an application-based absentee ballot by mail is February 22nd, and the last day to vote absentee in person is March 6th. All mail-in ballots must be received by 7 p.m. March 7th. The state of Missouri does require all voters to show a valid photo ID at the polling place, so keep that in mind. Now, you can find out more information by visiting the Board of Election Commissioners online at stlouis-mo.gov. Of course, February is the perfect time to plan a visit to the Gateway Arch National Park. All month long, they're offering special value days, which means that every Monday through Thursday, except for President's Day, you can save big on the tram ride to the top experience. Plus, if you haven't visited in several years, you'll also enjoy the new interactive and accessible and free museum at the Gateway Arch. You can plan your visit and learn more about everything they have to offer at gatewayarch.com. Now, the City Museum is celebrating Black History Month with a new art exhibit, Blessed by the Ancestors, curated by friend of this show, Brock Seals. Love him. He's got such a great personality. I love that he's doing big things. Now, it's going to feature 12 St. Louis area artists whose work range from photography and painting to mixed media and sculpture. The pieces explore past, present, and future topics of the Black experience. Blessed by the Ancestors will be on display on the 4th floor gallery at the City Museum through February 28th and is free with a museum admission. To learn more, go to citymuseum.org. The St. Louis Actors Studio is bringing Chekhov's Uncle Vanya to the stage for its 15th season. The classic play centers on the visit of an elderly professor and his glamorous, much younger second wife. That's a story as old as time, I guess. It's to the rural family estate that their supporters and urban lifestyle. The celebrated play takes the stage at the Gaslight Theater February 17th through March 5th. For tickets and more information, go to stlas.org. Dance St. Louis will continue its 57th season this month with the iconic dance company Giordano Dance Chicago. Now in its 60th year, this is one of the longest running jazz dance companies in the world and considered to be American jazz dance royalty. Now on Saturday, February 25th, the dance company is set to perform a versatile program of some of its most popular works at the Touhill Performing Arts Center. You can find all the details on this evening's performance, tickets, and more information at dancestlouis.org. Metro Theater Company is continuing its 50th season with the world premiere musical Spells of the Sea. At the center of the story are 15-year-old Finley Frankfurter, the daughter of a heroic fisherman, and H.S. Crank, a grumpy old lighthouse keeper. The unlikely pair find themselves on an adventure through the ocean where they encountered mermaids and pirates, whirlpools, and their fears and new understanding of the meaning of family, friendship, and trust in yourself. Spells of the Sea will run at the Grandel Theater through March 5th with virtual streaming as well. For tickets and more information, go to metroplays.org. Gotta love that. There's a lot going on, right? But if you missed out on Monster Jam, it was just here not that long ago, right there at where the Rams used to play, right? They had a whole bunch of dirt there, so much fun, monster trucks, and I got to climb inside. Take a look. Look at this. This is so much fun. It's Monster Jam, right? I'm going to find a driver. We're going to talk to him. I'm going to see if I can climb up in a truck. You know, I love climbing things. But I think this is so cool. 15 different dump trucks had to bring the dirt here for this event, and they are ready to go. It is always so much fun. Are you ready for my deep voice? This is Monster Jam. I'm not really good at it, but I used to be. All right, I finally caught up with Bryce Kenny. You drive Mohawk, which is behind us. Now, this is so exciting for people who don't really know, haven't been to a Monster Jam before. What is this all like?
Well, I like to call it controlled chaos because we come out here with these 12,000-pound Monster Jam trucks and just do crazy things with them. And I like it because it's very competitive. We've got racing competition. We've got the Great Clip Skills Challenge, which is kind of a technical challenge. But then it's the crowning jewel of Monster Jam is that freestyle competition at the end. That's where us as drivers, we get to go out there and do backflips and do all the crazy moves and all the carnage, create some carnage that I know that these St. Louis fans are wanting to see.
I mean, that is absolutely true. I remember a couple years being here watching it, and one of the trucks kind of flipped on top, and the crowd went wild. Nobody was hurt. It seemed like it worked out well.
Yeah, that's right. Well, and that's what we want to see as drivers too. We want to push the limits, and that's what Monster Jam is all about. It's unscripted, it's unforgettable, and we love to come out here and kind of get it right at that edge of out of control and see what happens. Because these trucks weighing 12,000 pounds, they're not supposed to be able to do what they do and what us as drivers are able to pull off. But we do it, and that's what makes us so excited. And we love it when those fans get out of their seats and get pumped and yell for us.
you? How did you get started? Because I don't know that there's a bunch of little kids going, you know what I want to do when I grow up.
Yeah.
So how did this happen for you?
Yeah, so I came up in professional drag racing. And yeah, so my family had a top fuel dragster for a number of years, and we ended up getting out of that in 2011, and that's when I spoke to Monster Jam. And they said, hey, would you like to come out and drive a Monster Jam truck? And I thought, well, you know, absolutely. Who would say no to that?
Right.
And so I got to go up to Monster Jam University, which is a real place.
Right.
And that's where Tom Mintz gets his name, the professor, because he was the one on a microphone and on a headset and telling me, hey, go hit this, go do that, go do this a different way, teaching me what it was like to drive this Monster Jam machine. And here I am, I'm in my 7th season that we just started in the Great Clips Mohawk Warrior truck. And so just having so much fun because I get to travel the world, backflipping a 12,000 pound truck, having a blast.
And let's talk a little bit about that. The truck is heavy. It's very tall. How tall are we?
Yeah, 12 feet tall.
Okay.
And about 1,500 horsepower. And so these trucks love throttle. In fact, that's where the control really does come from. If anyone's ever driven a jet ski before, when you let go of the throttle, it's almost like you can't steer it anymore. That's kind of the way these are. They love throttle, they love speed, and the more momentum that you can carry in one of these trucks, the better the tricks can be, and I guess the things that you're asking the truck to do. That all comes from that throttle, that momentum, and that speed, and that's what we want to carry.
That is so cool. No, we see different mounds. These are going to be mounds that you guys are going to drive over?
That's right. So the one right behind the truck, the one that you could probably easiest see, that's just a race lane. Okay. So that's the most tame thing on the floor, and that is for our racing competition that it builds into a little bit of an obstacle for us to get around the track on when we're competing. But then we've got, I think the biggest jump on the floor is 9 feet tall. Maybe it's 8 feet here in St. Louis, but it's either way, it's plenty. And we can get these trucks 30 feet in the air. And that's what's so great about Monster Jam. There's no bad seat in the house. That's what we love about it. You can be on the front row and just have your mind blown by feeling like you're in the truck almost. But even if you're on the second level, whatever it is, wherever you're at in the stadium, you're going to see something where we're jumping the truck and you're at eye level with it. And that's what we want to come out here and do.
I love that. I think a lot of people think adults, but a lot of kids really love Monster Jam.
Yeah.
And I'm sure you're one of the favorites with the hair.
Oh, absolutely. Well, and my kids too. I've got a 7-year-old, a 5-year-old, and a 2-year-old. And so for me, it's all about the family. It's all about engaging the family and coming out here and making real life memories. That's what Monster Jam's all about. And I understand that as a father myself. I understand that as a fan of motorsports. And just the fact that that families can come out here and create those memories and talk about it for months to come on, hey, you remember what we saw the Great Clips Mohawk Warrior do back in the America Center? Do you remember Max D? Do you remember Gravedigger, Bakugan Dragonoid? And they talk about these moments that they had together, and families aren't getting enough of that anymore.
Right.
And here at Monster Jam, we have the privilege of making those memories happen.
I love that. And you are also trying to win the big Shajam, if you will, and that's in Nashville? That's
right, yeah. So this is a competitive tour series, point series that we have right here in St. Louis. So this is round 4 and 5 of our season, and we collect points as the season goes along. The season champion gets an automatic bid to the Monster Jam World Finals, which is taking place July 4th in Nashville. But we are all competing as hard as we can to make sure we get that automatic bid because that is our big event, right? That's our Super Bowl. That's our Stanley Cup, if you will. It's what everything culminates towards. And so I want to make sure that the Great Clips Mohawk Warrior team picks up some points here in St. Louis.
How are you doing points-wise?
Yeah, I think I'm 3rd. I haven't seen the updated ones coming from Sunday.
Okay.
I was 3rd, and then we had some truck issues, so I've got a couple points to regain. But that Gravedigger, man, he's in 1st place right now. He's been kicking our butts lately, and that's not going to happen. We're going to take him out.
Also a fan favorite, Gravedigger.
Yeah, and you know what, guys? You can cheer for Mohawk Warrior, okay? We're going to kick Gravedigger's butt this weekend. At anywhere else but Monster Jam.
So there you go. You're going to have to make your way out here. Now you have to tell me, will you let me sit in this?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Now it is very muddy though from last weekend. Okay.
Oh, because how does the mud get in the truck?
Yeah. Well, so last weekend we were outdoors. So it was Anaheim Stadium in California, and it just was a downpour. So it was a mud show. We had everything caked in mud. We had the Monster Jam technicians work hard all week long, getting the trucks all cleaned up and shined up for all the St. Louis fans. But my seat is a little muddy, so I don't know.
Let's go get.
Are you okay with that?
Let's go get in anybody's seat.
Right, cool.
We're gonna go get in my seat. Come on, let's go. How do we do it?
You just climb up like a ladder. So it's left foot, right foot, and just watch your head when you get up there, okay? And you can pull up on my seat if you'd like.
Left foot? Oh my, okay.
Yep. Then you can just sit into my seat if you'd like, or just kind of look.
Oh, look how great this is.
See, look how dirty everything
yeah,
is. We still
I mean, it's so dirty, but it's so cool.
Yeah.
Look at me up here. Hi, I'm in Mohawk. Now this feels. I mean, you really can't see anything that's going on underneath you.
Nope, but except for the fact that if you notice, we've got clear Lexan down here by my feet.
Okay.
So I can, of course, see out of the windshield, and then I can see down past the pedals, so I can see over the big tires. And that's what we want to do. We want to obviously be able to see over. When I'm racing, I'm actually not watching much out of the windshield. I'm looking out of this left part of the driver compartment, going down by that big giant BKT tire.
That is cool. So you feel very powerful, I would assume, when you're in here, because of this already, I feel like raw.
Yes, yeah.
That's where this is Monster Jam,
That's
right?
Good. Yeah, all right. We found our new host for the weekend.
Our grit,
Yeah, our grit. I like it. But no, that's exactly it. And these things are built so incredibly stable. As much as a 12,000-pound machine can be, and we feel safe in it. That seat that you're sitting in, that's built for my body specifically. It's form-fitted to me, and we want to be as tight as we can in these trucks whenever we go and jump, hit one of these dirt ramps and go 30 feet in the air. We want to make sure that we're secure and we're all very confident in that.
Yeah, I was going to say, because you've got all the harnesses and stuff to make sure that even if you would flip upside down, you're going to stay safe and secure in the seat.
That's right. And Monster Jam just they set the standard, not even just in the Monster Jam, monster truck world industry, but in all of motorsports. I mean, we set the standard when it comes to safety stuff because we've got the data to go and create and evolve and innovate the next great safety equipment.
Wow, that's so cool. There's no extra seat, so you can't take anybody for a ride up in here.
No, don't even try. You're not going on a ride along.
I wanted to come on a ride along, man. You've got to love Monster Jam, especially if you have little kids. And with that pit party they have, taking the photo of your little kid by the big tire, that's always cute. But kids love it when those trucks kind of roll over each other and jump around. Definitely a good time. Now, I was able to climb it at this time. Maybe next time they'll let me drive it? I don't know. Make sure you follow along with Monster Jam on all their social media channels so you don't miss it the next time they're in town. And of course, after you follow them, make sure you check us out on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Instagram, and drop us a line at thedailymix@stltv.net. We want to hear from you. Who should I have on the show? Where should I go visit? Let me know, and maybe I'll go check it out for you. That's going to do it for the Daily Mix. We keep it right here on STL TV and Experience St. Louis. I'll see you next time.